For 113 years, America's mail didn't wait at the post office. The post office came to you at 70 miles an hour, and the thing that killed it is probably printed on every envelope you've ever mailed. Let's go back and see it. This is a real photograph. The idea sounds impossible today. In 1864, on a route between Chicago and Clinton, Iowa, the post office tried something radical. Instead of hauling mail to a building and sorting it there, they built the building into the train and sorted every letter while it moved. A letter mailed in Chicago could be sorted, postmarked, and ready for delivery before the train even arrived. By the time your grandfather was born, this wasn't an experiment. It was the bloodstream of American mail. But the men who made it work had to pass a test almost nobody could pass. At its peak in the 1940s, the railway mail service ran on more than 9,000 routes, covering over 200,000 miles. Inside each car, rows of pigeonholes and clerks who had memorized thousands of distribution points tested over and over, required to score above 90%. They sorted 600 letters an hour, standing in a swaying steel car. And for the towns too small for the train to stop, they hung the mailbag on a trackside crane. The train never slowed. A steel catcher arm swung out and at 70 miles an hour snatch. The outgoing bag was kicked off in the same second. Mail exchanged, towns served, and the train never lost a minute. Every small town in America was connected to everywhere by a hook. And one day, something climbed aboard that no clerk ever forgot. In 1888, a scruffy stray dog wandered into the Albany, New York post office and fell asleep on the mailbags. When the bags moved, Owney moved with them. Clerks adopted him as their own. He rode the mail trains from coast to coast, and at every stop, postal workers clipped a tag to his collar to prove he'd been there. He collected over 1,000. In 1895, they sent him with the mail on a steamer from Tacoma. Washington and Owney went around the world: Asia, North Africa, Europe, home. A stray dog delivered like a letter to everywhere. The railway mail service was that big, and that's exactly why almost nobody noticed when it started to shrink. The first cracks had nothing to do with mail. In the 30s and 40s, Americans started driving and flying. Passenger trains thinned out and every canceled train took a post office with it. Through the 50s, the abandonments accelerated. But the railway mail service had survived wars, depressions, and the automobile. What finally ended it wasn't a competitor at all. It was an improvement. In 1963, the post office introduced two things at once: the sectional center, a giant regional building where machines could sort mail, and a 5-digit code that told every letter exactly which building to go to. The ZIP code. Suddenly, mail didn't need to be sorted on the way. It could be trucked to a center, machine sorted overnight, and flown out. In the new system, a rolling post office with 30 men and pigeonholes had no place at all. The official history says it plainly. There was no room for the RPO in the new setup. The routes collapsed through 1967 not because the trains failed, but because 5 digits did the clerk's job. The thing that killed the 70-mile-an-hour post office is printed in the corner of every envelope you mail. On June 30th, 1977, the last railway post office rolled out of New York, sorted its final letters on the move, and pulled into Washington's Union Station. 113 years after Chicago Clinton, the doors closed and the moving post office went still. The cranes came down. The pigeonholes went to museums. And Owney, he's still riding in a glass case at the Smithsonian, tags and all. If you remember a mail train or a station where the bag hung waiting on the crane, tell me in the comments. That's where the next story comes from. I'm Vanishing era.